Okay, here we go. We're going to record. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my world with Nat, Relocation Concierge. I am in the Dominican Republic right now. Oh man, I am so excited to meet up with this lady again. We met a long time ago, actually maybe about 2 years ago through BNI.
In Quebec.
Yeah, in Quebec. Jadi, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So
Thanks for
you are
having
not
me.
in DR, you are currently in Costa Rica. What part of Costa Rica are you in?
I am in the Arenal region, right by the lake, more northern, inland.
Northern?
Yeah.
Inland. Okay, so you're not ocean on any of the ocean sides.
No. I'm currently house sitting with.
That's a nice gig.
And it's such a nice gig. And that's almost what I want to start talking about with you today, because
tell me all the things.
Yeah, it's like I left Canada in November, and so about like 8 months ago already. And if you would have told me I would be watching this gorgeous, like 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, for me, a mansion home on the top of the lake or on the top of the mountain overlooking the lake with 2 precious dogs, we might hear them later, bark or something, for free, I would not have believed it at all. It just reminds me when we kind of embark in leaving the country, leaving our own country, we have no idea what's going to happen and where we're going to end up. And so this is where I am here today.
So what made you decide in 2021 to partake on this kind of adventure? Because you do work for yourself and you do work from home, so you were able to do this with ease.
Yeah, with ease. Of course, there's always transition. I love winters, actually. I bought enough wood to have enough firewood and, enjoy my winter in Canada. But then my sister, I have a twin sister, and she lives in another province away. And she said, I need to go to Costa Rica for the winter. And I thought, okay, this is my chance. So within 1 month, we, completely cleaned the house, packed everything, made it super clutter-free. I had a, chalet rental agency come in, take professional photos, list my home. I found a dog sitter. It was just within 1 month, I found an assistant, an administrative assistant who could take my local calls. I really packed up everything, and I was like, this is our opportunity to, I've waited all of my life to, go travel with my sister again, just to be with her. So it was a very fast decision. I wanted freedom. I wanted to find a country that gave me the freedom that Canada was not allowing at the time. So we just packed everything up, left, and within a month, everything was arranged.
I remember seeing the first photos that you posted thinking, ooh, somebody else. Yeah. So what has so far in these 8 months, what has enlightened you about doing this type of, and I'm going to say relocation, and it's not that it's a permanent one for you. And I think it's really important to define to the viewers that relocation doesn't mean that you have to uproot forever. It means that you're going to try something different somewhere else for a little while. It's not a vacation. You are really taking yourself, your family, your business, and you're just going somewhere else to execute all of those things. So what does that look like in the last few months for you?
It's nothing like I expected. Our intention was to move to Costa Rica. I wanted to learn Spanish, just have stability in a tropical country. And I've been to Costa Rica and I love it here. I love the people. And it was a country that really welcomes tourists and allowed a lot more freedom than Canada was allowing. So I actually packed luggage, like bags of luggage instead of a backpack, which I very much regret now, because after the first month, we decided that was not the best place to live. It was a small place. It was maybe 45-minute walk and plus 30 some degree temperatures. That's really too hot for me. So we decided to move. And then I followed my intuition. That's really what I've learned, the most enlightening is how I have to rely on my intuition on a daily basis. That's all I can count on nowadays,
Yeah.
especially now traveling alone. My sister went back home and I'm completely alone in this country. And I every day have to honor my intuition. And I intuitively got these hits of, oh, go to this site and do this. And I was led to these house sitting gigs with these beautiful homes where they like lend me, well, their car, they give their food, or take whatever food's in the fridge. They like just the most generous, kind people in exchange for watching their home. We stopped, a water heater from flooding, ant infestation. We take care of animals, antiques, whatever. We're there to help them and they help us.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I'm able to actually rent my home back at home. And so with this, I don't have the financial stress like I would if I was back home.
That is like dreamy almost. And we were saying before we started recording that it's paradise, but it's not a vacation.
No, this is my life.
This is your new life. Now, you have started a new adventure like I did in this, this business. So what and there's a book that's behind it as well. So tell me about how the book and how all of this is connected while you're in Costa Rica.
I think my level of attachments, in Canada, I live in my dream home and I have a dog who I absolutely adore. I was in a relationship. I had a dream life in Canada as well. And I was very attached to those things. Mm-hmm. And then I came to Costa Rica and I had to let go of some of these attachments. I'm away from my dog. I'm away from my home. And now I'm traveling alone. I'm not with my sister anymore. And it helps me to really, really focus inward and focus on my intuition. Also, since I'm online, and since I moved, I forced myself to delegate more. So I found an assistant. I delegate everything to the point where my teachers and my team don't even know that I was traveling. And now I tell them, but they don't even care. It didn't affect them at all. They were being paid on time. Everything was working smoothly. The company is 100% online. But by moving here, I was forced to not accept checks and not accept these things that I kind of did before at home. Yeah. But now it's everything's online. I have to be congruent with that. And it's given me all of this space and time. Now I rent my home, so I don't have the financial stress like I did when I was living in Canada. And I have this space and time to work on other projects. And for me, that creates all this creativity in my life, where I reflect now. I've started a YouTube channel as well, where I just literally turn on start, play, and I just channel lessons that I'm learning, that I'm going through, because we're wherever we go, there we are. It's not like we're avoiding any problems. Wherever we go, we have to deal with them. So as an entrepreneur, as a digital entrepreneur, as everything, I have to just manage that, but just in a different location. So I talk about this in my channel. I talk about aspects of my book on this channel, and it's just really what I'm living on a day-to-day basis now.
And I think part of that attachment, right? You made a comment earlier as well, you feel more like a world citizen than necessarily attached to one country. And I like that, because we are Canadian. However, there's something about where we are. I just feel like this is home now. And it doesn't, and I do miss, there's days I go, or weeks I'll go by and I miss my friends and family back home. And I think I miss them more for my daughter who hasn't seen them. However, if I look at her and I watch her, she's in complete joy all the time. And I don't know that she's really missing them. So I'm starting to look at it as, okay, Natalie, why are you missing them if she's fine? Right? So, Do you have any, I don't know, what were some of the things that that made you decide not just Costa Rica, but this relocation? Like what were the things that, you know, you were leading you to? I know you said your sister was, you know, had to go to Costa Rica. What are the things that I guess kept you there? Because you could have left, or you could have gone back to Canada. Clearly you decided not to. And I think it's, you know, very brave. And I'm saying this not, you know, in a condescending way, but it's very brave of you to stay on your own. I think that, you know, I traveled for many years on my own when I worked on cruise ships, and my friends thought I was a bit nuts that I was doing that. I mean, I never felt alone though. I never felt alone. Maybe a little lonely sometimes, but never alone. Tell me about that, about the staying on your own.
Yeah. You know, it was unexpected. That was not in my plans, and that's what I'm realizing, to surrender more and more. You know,
Okay.
What is home? I'm very attached. I used to be very attached to my address, my dream home in Canada, but I physically can't return there now because someone's renting my home. So that's a big reason. I committed to taking care of this house, which is very important for me to honor my commitments. You know, the future for me is really so unexpected now. It's really the unknown, like for all of us. But also I just realized how small the world is. Like, I love this story just from yesterday. I signed up online for this digital nomad Facebook group. And there was this young woman in her 30s, and she was asking about Costa Rica. And I just always follow my intuition. I intuitively was like, I need to reach out to her. I want to help her. So I connected with her. I called her yesterday, just randomly online. I called her on Messenger, and we spoke for over 2 hours. And she's in Mexico, and I'm in Costa Rica. And we're both dealing with the same thing. It's like we're both like digital nomads looking for spirituality in our life, and community and fulfillment. And, you know, we're all on this journey together. And it's just like, it's so small. I've been in Costa Rica, and I've ran into some friends in Quebec randomly. It just reminds me on a daily basis how small the world is. So yeah, I'm trying to really perceive myself as a world citizen. Wherever I am is my home at that time. I don't need to be so attached to an identity of I am Canadian. I used to be so proud of that when I was backpacking, you know, 20 years ago. I'm Canadian. I would say that to everyone. And now I don't want to say that I'm Canadian. I'm like, it's like not the, you know, I'm very happy that I'm not in Canada right now. And I'm a human being on planet Earth. And like, look, I can connect with you. I connect with my family. I call my grandparents, my sister, my parents just as often. They do not care where I am. If I'm calling them from Quebec or if I'm calling them from Costa Rica, for them, it's exactly the same in their world. So they just want me to be happy. And sometimes I want to go home and visit them. I really want to go home and visit them right now. And they're like, no, just stay, be happy. You know,
So you've mentioned this a couple times, digital nomad. So if somebody's watching, they're listening to us, they're thinking, how simple is it to really do this? What would be your, I guess, advice or counsel to them about being, you know, jumping, I say, you know, jumping into it? What would you suggest or advise them?
Well, you know, I started my company in 2011. So there was this long and slow process. The first 5 years of my company, I was, you know, stressed and anxious like every other entrepreneur. Like it's not like we have this idea of entrepreneurship and it's like, oh, wow. Yeah, but I put in the work. I put in over a decade of hard work to be able to create this level of freedom. With that being said, I think things happen very quickly now, and the online world companies can become successful very quickly. So I strongly believe in entrepreneurship as well. But you don't necessarily need to be an entrepreneur to start an online company. Now more than ever, there's companies that are looking for employees who want to work remotely. And so again, like I have virtual assistants, I had, not anymore, but around the world. I pay them on PayPal. It's the easiest thing in the world. Like I have coaches around the world. It's like, it's so easy now.
And we're discovering in the last few weeks resources for work. So, you know, my husband and I both are business owners. He's a full-time author. I thought that starting another business in a new country would be a great idea. So I'm doing that, but I still get to teach, which is my passion, speaking, and I'm doing it with the teens at my daughter's school, which I had no idea was going to happen. Just finished coaching the one graduate, his commencement speech. So that was so much fun this year. But we've discovered like online resources like Upwork and Fiverr, and where you can offer your services, and people or people are looking for people like me who need to prep for a speech or need to, you know, get a speech edited. And so I'm discovering this whole new world of like, hey, it's like a side gig of a side gig. And there are options out there. There are options. And I think that the last 2 years has shown us that we can do things differently. We don't need to be in an office. Now, is human contact important? Absolutely. Seeing people, being with people. But I think that for me anyways, I find that elsewhere. I don't need to find it through going to an office. So what would be some of your, you know, your tips or tricks about deciding to relocate? Or there's some things you think, oh, I wish I would have known that, or something that pleasantly surprised you. Like for us, the internet down here, people, that's the first question they'll ask me on a discovery call. Can I get a good internet connection? I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Because as much as this country is developing, they also are very intuitive in other areas. So they know that the people need the internet.
Yeah.
And that, you know, so we did have to upgrade where we are now because what we had was not high enough. And we pay a little bit more, but it's a better service.
Yeah, you know, I have been traveling a lot in the last 8 months. I went into the jungle to do like yoga and meditation certifications. And like, I wanted to actually disconnect from the internet to have a break, because for me, the internet, it means work. I've experienced all aspects of internet. Currently where I am, it's like fiber optics, faster than internet back in Canada. So I'm loving this. I'm calling everyone, and I like just doing Zoom calls all the time because this is so effortless. So it depends, of course, where you go, but I've really not had a problem with internet. A big surprise, what I wish would I've known, you know, to take a backpack, not luggage.
I was just going to say, I hope she talks about the luggage.
Yeah. I need to go home and drop off my luggage, because it's like, how many outfits do we need? I don't need that many outfits. My life is simple. Like, I just simplified my life. I only need a backpack. That's like all I need. So I'm going to go get a backpack. A thing that I really wish I brought was more credit cards. I don't use my credit cards. I take my debit card, but right now my card, like there's a freeze on it. And so my bank is like, oh, we'll just send you a new card to your home address. And I'm like, no. I'm out of the country. Like, don't, cancel my card. So it's like, oh, I wish I would have just had backup credit cards with me, because now like I can't even book an accommodation online. So like that's important. Also, one thing surprisingly, this is rainy season right now. I'm actually in the middle of a tropical storm. I don't know if you hear the rain, but in rainy season, it's a little bit more humid. And so I was in the jungle where there was a lot of humidity and rain, and my phone did not like that. So at some points I wasn't even able to charge my phone with the little jack. which caused a bit of a panic because I was like, okay, now I'm alone and I need my phone to access the world. So what I'm going to do when I go back to Canada is buy one of those, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. It's like you can charge it, it's without plugging it in. It's just like an automatic, you know, you put your phone on.
I know what you mean. We have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had that. I forgot the name, but I wish I brought that. So I just backups of things, backup of a credit card, backup of a phone charger, because it is hard. They don't have like these delivery. They don't even have addresses in
Neither
Costa
do
Rica. It's
we.
like, exactly.
Neither do
So,
we.
exactly. So I'm scared to even send stuff here.
Well, I had clients come down last week and they brought my mail,
Nice.
which had a new credit card.
Nice. Nice.
But you're right. There is no mailing system like in Canada. So we do have the check, like the pickup points, like where you get a Miami-based address and then that is sent here, which that works pretty well. But I wouldn't send like my credit cards that way because just you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. That's what when I speak to clients, I always tell them, especially if they have kids, to bring like shoes a size up, clothes a size up, because sometimes you won't always find, you know, it's not like there's a Walmart next door, you know, that you can go, there is not, you know, where we are anyways, there's no Walmart here, but there are bigger department stores, but there's always like extra of something. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any last words of wisdom?
You know, I think it just takes being open-minded, a little bit of creativity. People are so confused about how I can live this lifestyle. And that's why I actually, and probably you as well, and I'm glad you started a YouTube channel. And that's what inspired me to start a YouTube channel, to kind of talk about life, because people don't understand. They're like, JD, how can you be alone, managing your mortgage, managing all of your expenses, and then traveling and managing your company? Like they don't understand any of it. And it's very easy. Like by doing that, I've created all of this freedom and, you know, wellness.
But don't you think that the reason people are in awe or they are, or they don't understand is because, and we talked about this before we moved, is that we're told in society that we're supposed to do things a certain way. You're supposed to go to school and get a job, get married and have children. And I've done none of that in that order, like none of it. Maybe the school thing, actually not even the school thing. I worked between, I went to university, but I mean, I didn't follow that thing. So when we decided to do this and I told my dad about it, I said, are you really surprised after, you know, the pattern that I have when I decided to travel on ships? I literally like got the job on a Friday and 2 weeks later, my whole life was packed and I'd left. And he's like, no, I'm not really surprised. And I said, then, you know, be happy for us that, you know, we are going to experience something different. But I feel like we've been set up in the world that it's supposed to be a certain way. And when you don't follow that, your friends and family are like, what are you doing? So
I think my last takeaway,
good on us for creating havoc.
But creating peace. I want to just, I think, end it by saying, which surprises people when I say this, because people fear others, people fear cultures, people fear the unknown. And I want to be this messenger to say, you know, I'm alone here, and I feel honestly way more safe alone living in Costa Rica than I do in Canada right now, or even in Quebec, even before pre-pandemic. You know, the healthcare system in Quebec, all of these topics we don't need to discuss here, but I feel more safe. These people here are beautiful. People are here helping me. I meet amazing locals, expats, tourists. The world is not scary. I think that's the message I want to share. The world is not scary.
It's not scary.
Not scary. And trust yourself, trust your enthusiasm. We all have interest in different countries, and it's like, trust that. It's not like we all have to go to the tropics. We don't all have to go to an island.
No,
we don't all have to
no.
The warm countries. I love the winter, just feel drawn to the country you're drawn to, and have a getaway and realize that the world isn't so scary.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. I can't wait to share this episode. If you are thinking of relocating and you're not sure how to do it, where you are in the process, go in the description. There's a Calendly link. We can have a conversation and see what that looks like for you, whether it be the DR, Costa Rica, maybe another country. There is a process to make sure that you get there seamlessly. Click that link, book a call. It's free, and I'll be happy to have that conversation with you. Whatever you choose to do today, have an incredible day. Jadi, thanks again for this episode.
Thanks,
Take care,
Natalie.
everybody. Bye.
Bye for now.